Welcome back to LearnWire. Today we're going to be looking at Linkee, an automation backlink outreach with AI tool. And they have 8 reviews so far. They haven't really gotten a lot of reviews since they've been on for a few weeks now, or a couple of weeks now. You'd like to see it take off a little bit more, but they do have about a 5-star rating. The deal starts at $69. This is going to be an outreach for backlink building. We're going to try to jump in. I'm going to try to skip through this as quick as possible because you guys are here for my take on the actual software. I'm going to try to not spend so much time on the sales page. You can click on the link and read through the entire sales page yourself. So I'm going to try to improve on that where I just jump right into the tool. Let me know in the comments if you like that approach. Do you want me to just jump right in, or do you like me to analyze all this stuff and see where the founder comes from, if they have a LinkedIn page and all that? Is that important to you in my reviews, or do you want me to start using the tool? I really need your guys' feedback in the comments below because I do want to continue doing these reviews for you guys. I want to also improve and get better at them as well. And I want to deliver the content in the way that you guys kind of prefer, right? So a 5-minute intro just to dive into the tool. If the majority of my audience doesn't like that, and maybe I'll put out a poll. That'll probably be the next poll that I actually ask you guys. Okay, so let's jump in. License tier 1 is $69. You get 2 seats. So I do like that right off the bat, that they're letting you add 1 more person to help manage your account, because chances are you're going to have a virtual assistant that's going to be going out there and actually operating your account for you. At least the people that I know that do this usually have somebody else that they hand these tasks off to. So I love that they're letting you have at least 1 more person in there. You only get 1 project in here, linked accounts, 3 email accounts. And maybe because if you're trying to email a lot in one day, you would want to segment that out into different email accounts, so you don't get like shadow banned on your email account, something like that. I'm not really sure. But you can see clearly right here that you're going to get all this in green, and then you're not going to get this prospecting on license tier 1. I'm not really sure what that looks like. I only have license tier 1, so I won't really be able to show you anything that's in red. You can also buy these credit packs. I don't know if this is just the lifetime deal during the launch. Add those extra 5,000 credits. I'm sure that once they're done with their lifetime deal phase, they probably will have some type of credit pack you can purchase, or you just have to be on a monthly plan. License tier 2 is $159. You get 8 seats, 1 project, and linked email accounts 5. So you get 5 email accounts and 8 user seats. These credits, 2,000 credits on the lifetime deal 1, lifetime deal 2, you get the 4,500. That's going to be your outreach credits, the AI that you're using, and every time you find a prospect, email them. That's going to be a certain amount of credits. Then you can come through here and you can see that on license tier 2, you get the CRM prospecting and the partners list management. And then finally, license tier 3, $279 all in. Unlimited user seats, 9,000 credits per month. You go from 1 project available on license tier 1 and 2, and then you go all the way into unlimited projects. Just boom, $279 is the all in. You're going to get heavily rewarded for that if you actually go in at license tier 3, unlimited, pretty much everything right over here. And then you also get everything that they have, all the tools and so forth. Okay. That's founded out of Delaware. It's been around since 2022. So they've been developing it for a few years now. It's in the startup phase, and there is the co-founder right there. We're going to go jump over to the website and look and see how much traffic they're getting. They're already getting 21,000 people going to their site. They did start the last few days of August, I believe, on AppSumo, so that would have probably given them a good uptick in traffic. But you can see that their traffic is increasing. It tells me that they're a business that continues to grow. They're probably doing a blog on their website. They're probably paid ads going up. Whatever they're doing, they are getting more. You want to see a trend up when you have a SaaS startup business like this. So really good right there. That's some pretty good traffic right there. And one thing, just notice that, so I've come through here and I'm just do a control find and I go roadmap, right? And so there's no roadmap, there's no public roadmap. We can try to look over here, and I just want you to keep this in the back of your mind, because I'm also building a tool that's going to be super, super cool, that's going to give you all this information at the click of a button. And so you want to stay tuned and make sure, if I can get everything right, I'm still working on the app today, but I would like to get my first video out there. I want to get my first beta testers in. It will be a paid beta test. I'm going to be doing my own lifetime deal. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, so you don't want to click off this, because I'll show you a little sample of what I'm building. It's going to grade and rate all of this stuff for you, which is super cool. I think this is the perfect application for my audience. You guys are very passionate about lifetime deals, especially on AppSumo. And so I want to bring you a really good software that's going to help you. But when we come over here and let's say we go down to the questions and I type in roadmap, you're going to see that roadmap shows up, but there's no link. This is a little bit of a concern. Every single time this says that something's on their roadmap, most founders drop the link to their roadmap. And we're not seeing that. I'm not seeing the link being dropped to their public roadmap. And so that's something that I just want you to kind of keep in the back of your head while we move on to the software. Okay. So let's jump in real quick. This is what the software is going to look like. Really nothing going on the screen. You're going to create a new campaign, but before you do that, you're going to get your email inbox set up. So you go to email settings over here. You go to email accounts. You can see I put my LearnWire reviews email. That's a public email. I don't mind showing you guys that. Essentially, you're going to connect Google, Microsoft, and SMT custom one right there. If you have your domain connected to Google Suite, which is great, then you'll be able to connect it to your real domain. That's probably going to be the best when you're doing this outreach. You probably want to use something that looks professional. That's like a, David LearnWire, or LearnWirePro.com. That's going to be David at LearnWirePro.com. That would probably be the better email to go with, but instead of just using LearnWireReviews@gmail.com, right? So, but I like that it still works with that, but you probably want to be careful with how many emails you send out, especially from those free email accounts. Those are your options right there. I like that they have a lot of options. So you would just click on here and then you would go and you would add your account. It's really easy. Just a click of a button and it adds your email. This is what it looks like. You're going to have your email account. We have our email account. We can go over here. We can do sending calendar right here. So we can actually go and see how many actual times may vary. It may take up to 5 minutes before we schedule changes. So you can go in here. This is already automatically set. No, actually, I'm on Central Time. I need to go into Mountain Time right there. Boom. So we're in Mountain Time saved and we are good to go. One more thing I'm going to show you is what was that other thing over there? So you can edit this, modify. You can see right over here. Oh yeah, this is great. I'm glad I'm showing you this. We can say max emails per day. This actually started off at like 20, 25, something like that. I actually took this down to 10. I wouldn't want to send any more than 10 emails per day, at least when you're starting off. And then maybe you can gradually move this email up to 20. This minutes between sends is 12 minutes. So they really have this dialed in. I'm liking all these settings right over here. They're being really careful and everything. You add this email to the different projects. And you can see right over here, I have my LearnWire. I put my YouTube link right there, and I put my service SaaS traffic boost right there. So when I'm emailing out, people can click on those and check out my YouTube page. This could be your website. This could be your services, all that kind of stuff. So you save that, right? So I wanted to show you that. That's how you can have your email signature, which is great. And then we can come back over here and we can see they do have a couple templates. I do recommend that they have more templates added, but let's just go collaboration for link placement right over here. You can come over here and just click on the 3 dots and you can say preview. It's going to open up. It's going to show you, hey, a collaboration opportunity for link placement. Hi team, I recently read your article and had an idea for a collaboration, adding a link to a related resource. If this is something you'd consider, please let me know about the collaboration terms looking forward. And then it would have your signature. They do have some templates in there. It would be nice, but they probably know that you're probably going to write your own anyways, but at least they have something in there for everybody. We can come in here to the CRM. I've just added something in here right over here. So we got the rock, we've got their email, and I put one of my emails in there so we can maybe test this out. You have different projects that you can add this to. We can click on that. We can add this to a project if we wanted to. Then we can come over here, last contacted and so forth. You can also customize this. So I want to add notes. And then I put this as a note right over here. You can filter once you have hundreds of contacts by tag, project, email, who last replied and so forth. You can manually add or import via CSV. You can manually add contacts in here as well. Remember, when you have other people working on this, you could create processes and they'd be able to do this as well. If you're using another outreach lead magnet or something like that, and then it's building up, and maybe you're using Zapier and there's all kinds of different things you can do. You can download those contacts and upload them right over here. Technically, you could upload from your email autoresponder that you already have and upload those contacts via CSV as well. So then we have all that covered. Then you're going to go over to all campaigns. You're going to create a new campaign, and then you have all these options. You have 8 different options here to go out and try to do outreach. They have some specific ones. Find SaaS websites relevant to your keyword, competitor backlinks, analyze and acquire your competitors' backlinks. I want to spend most of the time on guest posting right over here. They have e-commerce, we have email outreach, engage with your contacts, right? So, but I want to go with guest posting, email outreach, and competitor. I won't be able to make a video on all this. Let's go and just try these 3 right here because I think that they're the standout ones. Competitor backlinks. Now, when we come back over here and look at this, they do use Ahrefs, right? So they have Ahrefs metrics are available to all users, even tier 1, which is great. That means all of this information that they're getting inside the software is going to come from Ahrefs, which is super cool. So we can say my project, and we can say campaign name. Let's just say LearnWire. Let's say assigned users. I don't have an assigned user because that's not required. So I'm going to go next over here. We have one keyword. Let's just go and say, I don't know, AI blogging. And then we can go and find competitors. So then we have all these people that come up right over here, and so it's going to pull in auto blogging AI. So that's great. So it is finding some, but it has AI.meta. So maybe that's not a great one. Let's go with, for example, how to create a YouTube channel. Then you're going to see all these other ones right over here. A lot of the big websites are going to show up. Actually, let's go back to the other example and let's just say, all right, so we have top AI software right over here. These are probably going to be, roundups or something like that. So we have all those check marked right there. And then we can go next over here. Please choose a keyword. So we have filters. We can go with domain name, reference, page title. We can go with anchors. We can do best links right over here from criteria. I'm going to leave it where it's at. And then we're going to enter the prospects that we want. Let's just say we want to add estimated credits. It's going to take 100 to do this. Let's just say we want to find 20 right over here. And I'm going to type in AI software right there, and I'm going to say next. All right, so it's processing your prospects. This may take a few minutes, and then you will be notified when it's complete. That only took a couple of minutes. And while that's going on, depending on how many requests you have, you do get an email, and it does say that it's, that they've started your prospecting process, and then they'll email you when they are done as well. I think that might be a little bit of overkill, especially if the job is going to be done within 5 minutes. Probably don't really need to do that. Let's take a look at what we have. We have the title of the website right over here. That will skip that one. We have the industry type right over here. This information, sometimes it's not able to pull the title, but we do have the link to the blog. Relevancy right over here. So you're probably going to want to focus on the relevancy scores, because if it's relevant, then it's going to be a better backlink, right? These little helper icons are not really doing a whole lot. Prospect list, view all prospects right there. Include, exclude websites as a good one or not. Quick review right there. Next, open a single window checker to bulk match or mismatch sites fast. And fetch metrics. So select rows, click and pull fresh DR, traffic, top country data. And then we have the next button right there. Boom. Right over here, we have this missing information. So what I'm going to do is click the select websites, please. Okay, so we got to select all the websites. Can we add more? Yeah, right over here. So we can actually view up to 25. We're looking at a spreadsheet type view. As one of my previous jobs for quite a bit of years was data analysis, and I basically lived in Microsoft Excel. So what we can do now is just check mark all these boxes over here. I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to go get refs right over here. It's going to tell you it's going to take 120 credits. So those are those AI credits we're talking about, that every step along the way, they are pulling from those credits, and that's how they can dial in how much you're using the software. Look how fast that is. It's pulling in all this information. We have the domain rating, organic traffic. So if you only wanted to get backlinks from traffic sites right over here, and then we have the URL rating, we have the domain rating. There is a domain rating, and it's basically duplicated right here. So not really sure why we have a domain rating here. We have a domain rating over here. They're the same thing, but not a big deal. I don't know what this one is, and I'm not able to fix what this says right here in this header. We don't really know what that is. That might be the domain, we have the URL rating right there. So I'm not sure what that is, or if it's backlinks to the page. And then status right over here. So what you could do is, could we sort by this? Yes, we can sort by traffic. Out of all 20, 12 of the sites have traffic, right? Maybe you want at least 1,000 traffic and the trust score. So you'd add this one because it has a trust score. Maybe we want to go to this relevancy score right here. Now we've moved to match. We can clean up the list by reviewing the websites. I'm going to clean up the list. So this will actually take you over to each site. You can take a look at the website and see if it's something you would want to backlink or reach out to, especially if you have an SOP. You can train other people to do this, or if you just want to do this yourself, then you could do that. So you can preview, you can actually go to the site and leave this page right here. And then we can just say it's a match. I want to go back because we do have 16 that we're going to look at, but that's another way that you can go and actually look at every single site, which is cool. But we've already added the ones that we've wanted to. Once you add a site, it will go out into another bucket. You can manually add a website if you want to. We have our filters right over here. And once you have giant lists, you can filter right there as well. So really cool. So I'm going to push the next button because we added some of those sites over here. So we have 4 websites that we've added. They do have a wizard or tutorial right over here, so that's cool. So contact details at a glance, see every approved site with all emails found. Include, exclude email right there, and enrich emails. Pull extra addresses by role and type if you want to. Validate emails right over here. So there's some emails we can see if they're verified. They already are. Validate emails. So if you need to include and do even more research on the emails, you can. Compose emails. Got it. Okay. So we're looking at this information. We can look at the website here. We don't have first name or anything like that. It's going to pull in some information like this is obviously not a first name, so not 100% accurate there. It didn't really pull in that information there, but we do have a bunch of emails for that contact, right? And so we can actually go and email all of those if we wanted to. So right off the bat, it's going to add one of the emails as one that you're going to go out and outreach. But you might want to come in here and say, hey, I want to email the admin as well, and then maybe support, and then maybe Dan we want to email as well. So then we can come in there. If this one just did not find anything at all, maybe we can click on this one and say get emails. And I'm not sure if this is going to do it for all that's on the page, but let's just go ahead and push the complete button there. It was able to find those emails. It was able to do some deep research and find emails on that website. So we have right over here, and I probably would go with this first one right there. So you'll use your own judgment. So we've added all these emails right over here. There's some other things we can export. We can do multiple things over here, but now we're going to say next, and this is where you're going to go and do your outreach campaign. So you have your choose sender right over here. Then you have your backlink outreach templates right there. Then you have your personalized with variables right there. Then you have your add your follow-up. So you can add a follow-up email to your sequence right there. You can launch the campaign up there. So we could come over here. We could add our email right there that we're going to send from. We can do a daily limit of 20. That's fine. We only have 4 that we're going to contact right now. Insert unsubscribe link. I believe you're supposed to, but they're not going to be subscribed to you. So I'm just going to leave it off on default right now. I mean, you're doing cold email outreach. And so this one is skip next emails on open, reply, and skip next emails on auto reply. They do have notes right there what those mean. We can go with subject preview. They have their templates right over here. You can add your own templates in here. You can use Linkee's templates right over here. So guest post collaboration, use this template right over here. Remember, we have a signature as well. Then you can come in here. You could insert right over there, but high team's fine. AI tools, we can spin this. We can AI text generator right there. We can add a link right there. We can click the preview button. This is what it's going to look like. So it's going to automatically fill this right over here. I should have added my own contact in here. So let me see if I can do that over here. I'm going to just push save. I don't want to email these people, so I don't really even want to push save right there. And then you're going to launch the campaign, and it's going to go and actually email these people right there. So that's how the tool works. Really pretty impressive from everything that we've seen. So I'm going to go back over to campaigns real quick, and we're going to go to new campaign. If we did an email, that was just competitor backlinks. But if we come over here to email outreach, then we could say, email. And this is based on our contacts that we've pulled in from other places. We can drop our CSV file from a campaign right here, or connect your CRM right over here. I'm going to go with from campaign. We should be able to add it from a campaign, but not really seeing. Okay, so you just go with tags, wrestler right there. And I'm just going to say one contacts right there next. So we have one person. This is how you would do it. So imagine if you have dozens or hundreds in here. It's going to pull up that information. All right, so this is a little gripe. I've been sitting here for probably about 5 minutes. We only have one contact that we're trying to prospect, and it's just been sitting here in limbo. I feel like it should be a lot faster than that, especially that we only have one person that we're trying to contact. I am going to go and try to push the refresh button and see if that does anything or helps us. And nothing really happened. Push refresh again. So it's still going for that. Let's go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of this, and it can still run in the background. So it's processing. That's fine. We'll come back over here and we'll try the one more, which is the guest posting, the big enchilada. You had to watch the entire video to get to this point, but this is probably where you're going to use the software the most because it has AI completely built in. So you can choose the method to create your campaign. We're definitely going to go with create with AI. effortlessly find and acquire links from relevant articles using an automated AI-driven process. This is what we all want, right? Some automation and use AI. So we're going to say campaign. We're going to go LearnWire, target URL, enter the URL you want prospects to link to. This link will be included in outreach. Let's just go over to my website. Let's say we want some homepage backlinks. I just don't know if that will work. We do have all of our articles right over here. We're going for fast rankings. The website is super fast right now, and we will optimize it later on when we're actually getting a lot of traffic. Then we'll probably revamp the homepage for optimization. Let's just say we want to go with the 30 best AI tools. So I'm going to go with that one. Maybe we want backlinks specifically to that because it's a great article right here. Super informative, listicle type article, which is content that other sites would probably want to link to, right? So let's go with that. Keywords, we're going to go back over here and just look. So best AI tools. Maybe we want that as a keyword. At least one keyword should be added. Keywords used to find relevant prospects. So best AI tools. Let's go AI, software. Let's go with that for now. I think that's enough. And then website category. So blog, business, we can come up. None of the other ones we can select. We just have to go with blog right now. That's kind of interesting. They must have a huge process for each one of these categories, and that's why those are coming soon. There's a lot of stuff that they're doing on the back end. Blogs, definitely fine. Sender accounts. Let's go with our sender account we already set up. And we're going to go with the define metrics coming soon. So Ahrefs, we want website traffic 1,000 or more, domain rating 20 or more. I like that. We can't adjust those right now, but those are good enough metrics. How many websites should be contacted? Let's go with 100 total credits cost. That's going to be 5,000. We don't have enough right there, so let's just go with 20. Let's go with 30 and spend 1,500 credits on this one. Okay, so boom. We're going to go with next here. Campaign name already exists. LearnWire AI automated campaign. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with next. And we have high quality guest post collaboration. Hi there. I'm a longtime contributor in your space and came across your site while researching outlets that consistently deliver value to their readers. I'd love to offer a guest post tailored specifically to your audience, something fresh, actionable, and aligned with your editorial style. Over the past 10 years, I've written for several reputable publications and always focus on well-researched, useful content. So if you're open to it, I'd be happy to send over a few topics. It's going to do an initial right there, and then it's going to, like 3 days later, we can actually change this. We can actually go with 2 days later, but we'll go with 3 days later. And then it can say, high quality posts. This is where the value of the tool is really coming in. You guys are probably going to appreciate this a lot. Those of you that want to get backlinks and really want to offer this even as a service, you're probably going to go all in on that tier 3 to get as many credits as you possibly can. We just wanted to follow up on the earlier message right here. I would be interested if they do get back to you. We wouldn't want this email to go out. So is the system smart enough to know that if they actually email you back? I believe that it is, because they're going to be emailing you back and they have information on your email inbox. They're going to know if this person emailed you back or not. And then 3 days later, second follow-up email. So we're going to try 3 times. That's our post. Can we add more? It doesn't look like it. We could add another one, but they're just saying, hey, 3 emails is enough. I know things get busy, so I wanted to give one last quick nudge. Boom. It's very short and sweet. Good. And we can launch. I'm kind of scared to push the launch campaign. Let's just do it for you guys. Why not? So it's finding prospects because we've got to see what the AI is going to do for us, right? And it's going to find the contacts, verify the contacts. We'll be right back. Okay, perfect. So that took about 10 minutes. Not too bad. Really just set up your AI campaign and then go take care of something else, get a cup of coffee, and then come back and it should be done. So what we're looking about is we're at prospects found. We requested 30. They found 30. And then the total cost was 1,500 credits. That kind of seems like a lot of credits just for 30 prospects. I get it. There's a lot of AI resources being taken up in the background. And so there's a fine line between the amount of resources and bandwidth that's going to be required from the AI actually doing its job. We have to understand what's happening. They're going to actually take a hit in the future, no matter what. For the people that use this software and they only pay one time, they will take a hit eventually in the future. So you can tell that they definitely went the opposite, the approach of not giving a whole lot away, which I can see as a valuable thing as well. But certainly you're not going to be able to get, like on tier 1, you're certainly not going to be able to get, like I would say, if I didn't use any of the other parts of the software and I went in here, 100 is the max, because 100 You're going to get 2,000 credits right over here. I believe like 100 cost like 4 or 5,000. So we're only going to be able to get about 50 or so contacts from my calculations on the tier 1 plan. So you're not going to be able to get a whole lot, but you also have to think about the power of this software as well. Is that like going out and actually finding all of these sites and all the refs data on the sites and all that stuff would actually take a lot of time. So this is a time efficient, time saving software. We're going to go ahead and click OK. We have 30 right over here. What are we going to do now? We have scheduled right over here. So these are all scheduled. We can go and look at 50 right here. Here are all the ones like domain rating. Look at all these sites over here. The traffic, most of these have traffic. So the AI is really good. And it's finding the company name over here, the first name, the email that we're outreaching to, and we already contacted them. So I pushed that launch button. I'm not sure if I'm ready to actually do like outreach like this and get backlinks. I should be able to go and turn all this off, but reaching out to 30 and maybe if I get some people contacting me back, let's roll with it. All right, let's go for it. I need some backlinks on my site. We had already contacted them. We can push the button that's going to actually see. Appreciate your time. I'm doing a twofold outreach here. They can see that I have a real website, a real YouTube channel with 20,000 subscribers, so I'm legit. I probably need to update my website so they can see my YouTube channel and my website. If they actually click this button, a lot of these places that we're emailing might have services, might have a software, and they'll actually be able to see if they can work with me to review their software. So it's kind of twofold. If they actually click on that, it'll be really cool. So that's a legitimate service that I offer, which is super cool. This is actually what went out, and we can see right over here. I want to see across your site while researching. Okay, perfect. This one went out to develop good habits. I'm going to click on that and open it up. This does have 140,000 visitors per month, so it would be a great link to get. It's not going to be the most relevant link in the world for us because it looks like they have ads on their site, but who knows? They do have listicle type stuff. We already outreached to them. And I think I had it set to 20 per day. It's probably going to email 20 of them. So we have contacted emails, replies, but I definitely wouldn't do more than 10 or 20 in a day. We can pause this campaign as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave it running. If I get any traction or anybody emails me back, I'll make another video on this. Stay tuned and I'll do a video on it. Okay, so I'm going to go exit. So that's pretty much the software. I think I kind of covered all the, for whatever reason, that email outreach on the manual one never showed up. I think there was a bug in the system right there. And the last thing I just want to show is that I ran Linkee in my new software. You want to definitely stick around. You're getting just a little teaser at the end, only for people that watch all my videos. So this is LTD Compass. I've been working on this software, and essentially what it's doing is it's doing live web scraping of any deal you put into the software. It's going to completely analyze the reviews, and it's on a weighted scale. So it just because you have 5-star rating, but you have less than 10 reviews, you actually get deducted points. That's one of the things about lifetime deal scores, right? It's just because it has 5 stars doesn't mean it's a good software, right? We already know that, right? So we're really trying to analyze a lot of the other stuff going on. Does the founder have a LinkedIn profile? How old is the software? What are people saying in the questions and reviews? What is the sentiment score? I've come up with a software that I'm continuing to dial in, and I want to get beta testers. So you want to stick around. I believe that it's going to be a video I'm going to make tomorrow for you, okay? But I put this in, we scanned it, it gave us a 7.3 out of 10. It did say that it was a good deal. We can see that the founder responsiveness score is pretty high. It's going to give us all these different points. It's going to give us a roadmap longevity. It does find and analyze all the discussions and all the things that's going on. It's going to give you some highlights of what the software has, what they're working on, and so forth in any language. Development activity is medium, but it's going to also do some deep research on trying to find the roadmap. I think that's important, like a public roadmap for these lifetime deals launching on AppSumo. You got to have a roadmap, but some of these companies just don't have a public roadmap. When we came back here, I did all that research and typed in roadmap on the questions and the reviews. I even went to their website and searched for a roadmap. There's no roadmap anywhere to be seen. You come to the very bottom, there's no roadmap anywhere. My software identified that and said that there is no public roadmap. found, so it will take off points on it. That's why I got a 4.3 out of 10 right there. It does have a uniqueness score because no one's really doing this. It's going to analyze what problem this is solving. Backlinks for companies, high innovative, right over here, competitive research, identified 3 direct competitors. So it's solving a major need in the market. There's not a whole lot of tools that do this exact thing. So it's identifying that as well. We have our reviews and feedback over here. So it is going to pull this in right here, but the deal has less than 10 reviews. So it's going to get deducted some points right there. It's going to pull in some reviews right over here as well. And so it's going to give it an overall score of what it thinks is the actual score, trust score, and all that stuff as well. Okay. So I'm going to be showing you some really cool things. I'll show you the vault and all the other stuff that the tool does, which is pretty dang cool. My software is giving it a 7.3 out of 10. If I had to grade this, it's not going to be grading the things that I'm going to be doing in my reviews. You still need my YouTube reviews, because what I did was I spent this entire time inside the software. I got to know any bugs actually happening, really test the software, the user interface, and so forth, and get an overall feel of how I feel about the software. I'm going to give this a 4.2 out of 5 stars. It was very simple to use. I think that they've baked in all of the types of features that you really would want. I love that they have that real fetching of the Ahrefs data. The AI feature was my favorite because it's going to go out there and build an entire campaign really quickly within 10 minutes for you. And then it's already emailing and prospecting. That is just fire. I think there's probably a couple little bugs here and there. There's always room for improvements. I've tried to dial back and be a little more critical and not just give all the software 5 stars. I really like this software. I tend to want to give it a 5, but I'm going to stick with the 4.2 right here. What do you guys think? Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. If you watched all the way to the end, type in 2 words, Linkee and LTD Compass. I know you watched the entire thing, and I'm going to get out a full review and demo of my software and give you an opportunity to get your hands on it. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next video.